Many transborder data flow laws exist, including the Wassenaar Agreement. And the Wassenaar Agreement is not a strict law, it is voluntary and was established in 1996. At the time of this video, it is a multinational agreement between 42 signing members, e.g. 42 countries, that's 4-2. And it covers the import-export controls for conventional arms and dual-use goods and technologies. And conventional arms being weapons of mass destruction. But what is more interesting is the term dual-use goods, which we will focus on. Because one example of a dual-use technology is cryptography. And the reason cryptography is considered dual-use under the Wassenaar Agreement is because it is 1. Something that could be used for peaceful purposes, and 2. Also something that has potential for military capacity. To explain this further, let's use an analogy. Imagine strong encryption as an unbreakable lock or a very, very secure lock. Or even a very robust, hardened suitcase that contains an electronic device such as a laptop. And believe it or not, some countries don't want their citizens having such strong encryption. For example, countries like China, Russia, Iran, and Iraq have strong import restrictions on strong cryptography. For this reason, companies have to make country-specific products with different encryption standards, e.g. encryption that is not so strong if they want it to be allowed to be imported into such countries such as the ones just listed. Fun fact, strong cryptography being imported is not just limited to certain sets of devices, in fact it's more wider than that. Even games consoles like the Sony PlayStation 3 PS3. And the PS3 has a complex history with the Wassenaar arrangement. You see, the PS3 was once considered dual use because of its use of strong encryption, which could be used as a military supercomputer. For this reason, various restrictions apply to the PS3. For example, it could be imported but not exported from a country. However, the encryption was breached later in the years, and this is no longer the case under the Wassenaar arrangement. Now, just a quick technical keynote. I have been referring to the Wassenaar Agreement, whereas it may be called the Wassenaar Arrangement, depending on which literature you read. And just to recap again, this agreement or arrangement was established in 1996. And FYI, going forward in this video, I will now refer to this as the Wassenaar Arrangement, as I believe this is the correct term. Now let's go a little bit more into a technical deep dive in terms of the key categories of the Wassenaar Arrangement, and specifically the dual-use list and what categories of items these can be. As you can see, dual-use goods and technologies covers many different types of categories. In this video, we are focused on electronics, computers, and information security, specifically cryptography, as these are the closest related to cybersecurity and your CISSP CCSP exams, but please do be aware of the other categories. Now, to recap and cement the knowledge we have learned in this video, let's go through a real-world practical example of the Wassenaar arrangement. Let's imagine that you're a CISSP or even CCSP consultant working for a business that deals with customers all around the world. And so you need to be very familiar with import-export laws, especially the Wassenaar arrangement. As imagine that you arrived at the other country and set up a very strong cryptographic mechanism, such as an IPsec VPN in your local headquarters, and this was then somehow stolen. Let's say by a foreign national, who then, with this new access to the secure encryption, hides their own messages from their own government, and then use this stolen technology to encrypt messages to attack something, for example, the homeland of the visiting employee. So in this analogy, because you, e.g. the visiting employee, didn't research the import-export laws of the country that you were visiting and chose not to possibly avoid the risk, you may be held liable or worse blamed for the foreign entity's unfair advantage using the other country's own technology to successfully attack that homeland country. And to really drive this point home, even Cisco have their own notice disclaimer on their website around their cryptographic features of their products, such as IPS, firewalls, and VPNs. Again, the key take-home message is that Cisco hold no responsibility, and you, as the consumer, need to understand the laws and regulations, especially import-export controls, with the products you are using. I hope you found today's video enjoyable and informative. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe if not already to help support this new channel's growth. as I am a small content creator, and so every like and even subscribe really does help myself and YouTube know that you are enjoying this content, and so it will push it to more and more audiences. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed the content as much as I enjoyed creating it. If you would like to see more content like this, it would be super fantastic if you could leave a like and subscribe to help support this channel's growth.